So hey everybody, it's been a little while since we've really talked to you. We got the Daytona 500 on up there on the TV, so we get a little bit of music to our ears, those motors screaming. My car's back from, this is the 88 car. It's been sent out, sandblasted, repowder coated, all the repairs were made. So this one's, we got back 2 days ago, so we just started putting it back together. Brake lines and stuff are in it. Walt's car, the 98 here. This one didn't get stripped as far because this is a brand new car, and so we did the necessities. But this one's got a brand new rear end, brand new DMI Bulldog, just been setting there fresh. You can see down there. Trailing down brackets ready to go. Transmission, probably going to change that out, put a brand new one in it. It's already got a new steering box. This one here's already got, transmission was freshened, only had five or six races on it. This one will probably get a new steering box. So everything freshened up, and we're headed forward. Shop's pretty messy right now because there's parts everywhere with everything being reassembled. But we're headed the right direction. Getting ready to go. There's the pile of parts that's got to be cleaned, inspected, and all put back in. We keep a list over here on the bench. We have a list. Oh, they're wrecking. They're wrecking. There goes some dollar bills right there. But anyway, we just start a list and we just keep going through as we inspect things, and we make a list, and then we order pieces that we need. These are body panels that are all get replaced. We already have aluminum for those outside in the lean-to in stock. We've actually done quite a few panels for other guys. Unfortunately, our stuff ends up being last, but both cars will get rescunned with new bodies. Walt's actually, this is all new on the front. His own nose design that he's done, which is a little more. We're gonna try it, see for us how it works, and that way you can really replace pieces. So follow along. We enjoy having you guys come along. Please send questions to us and all those things, and we'll shoot some more video today so you can see what's going on. The big truck, the Freightliner, is almost all the way back together, so that's getting close, and hopefully we'll get that back here before too long. So hey, wanted to give you some of our southern friends a look outside the shop of what we deal with here right now. Figured we'd give you a little overview outside what it looks like here in the Northeast in New Hampshire right now. My Trans Am sitting there. Someday I'll repair that. 78 Trans Am I got when I was 16 years old, Bandit version. Been racing ever since. Got a vintage sign from the racetrack there that we got, Canyon Fair Speedway, that's no longer here. Snowmobile, campers, new stacker trailer, new to us stacker trailer. That's what it looks like here, man. Snow, and we got 8 to 10 inches coming on Tuesday. Today it warmed up. It's a smoking 21, 22 degrees out. Hey, there's Walt. Say hi, Walt.
You missed it. They just wrecked them all.
I got it on film.
Oh, you got it on
I got it on film. Said the tire boys were wrecking.
Already.
I decided for our southern friends, I'd show them what it looks like here now. We've been watching Volusia and Bubba Speedway and all that stuff. Hopefully next season we'll be joining you down there racing and visiting.
Beats riding the snowmobile.
Yeah, beats riding the snowmobile. This is the view we got here. It is kind of pretty, but it's colder than hell. This is actually warm. It's 21, 22 today. It's been negative 1, 2, 3 with the wind blowing.
Was it yesterday when I went to get your car? It was -6 when I left to go get it in New York.
Yeah.
So it was cold.
So it's cold, but it starts getting small with all the snow stacking up this time of the year. So you can see why we A lot of people like to head south, especially racers.
Works out good for you guys that don't know.
Woo! I just did a complete Brody.
The pavement car is right there. It's at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, when you see film from the other car, the new pavement car, that's the shop is just down at the foot of the hill. It's down there. So that's where that was. So we don't have very far to go. We just kind of coast down the hill back and forth. And then the truck shop is just down here, I don't know, about a mile down at my brother's shop is where the big truck is. So our stuff's pretty close together, although we've got enough now where it's kind of spread out all over the place. But at least it's close by.
So we're putting Dad's rear end back together. We went through and checked everything, checked for cracks. We always check the bells, make sure the tubes are straight. Check the ring and pinion for pitting. This one's in really good shape. So we've had this rear end a while. And then we gave it a fresh coat of paint because the dirt, you know, beats them up pretty good. So we're doing that. Dad's looking at some parts lists. We've got some stuff we need to order. I think he's going to order a steering box. So you'll see us putting this rear end together. And as you can hear, we still got the 500 on. So when you put these rear ends back together, you got to make sure everything's timed correctly. So you always want to make sure that's like at 90 degrees and lines up with all that. I know it's sideways. So you do that. Then your ring and pinion sits down inside here, inside this seal. This is how, like when you say we're going to change gears, it's just a quick change rear end. So this cover goes on, and that's the rear end, and you put fluid in it, obviously. And then if you want to change gears, it's as simple as taking this cover off, pulling these gears out, and changing the ratio of the gears, which technically is just different size gear, which changes the ratio. So say you put these in like this, usually we always say big on top because we're running around 600 gear or less. Depends, like at Bear Ridge you run around 650, anywhere from 600 to 650, where at Lebanon Valley you're running around, you know, 500. So we run them like this. And then if you wanted to go to a place like when we ran it in New Hampshire Motor Speedway with Dad's ACT car, you run them upside down to end up with like a 300, 370 gear ratio, final ratio. So it's all like different size gears, different teeth. Everything, we use PEM gears. There's a ratio chart like right here on the pit box so we can see. And we probably have what, 30 sets of gears?
Probably, yeah.
You know, they're expensive. We got a lot of money wrapped up in gears, but with two cars, we end up with 2 sets of everything. So if you say we're running 510s, we have 2 sets of 510s. If we're running 570s, we got 2 sets of 570s because we got 2 cars. And you know, with a dirt car, you change gear a lot more than you do a pavement car, just for handling. You know, if you want a little more giddy up getting up off the corner, you can do that. Where with the Pavement, you put the maximum amount of gear in, especially with the crate motors, and leave it because you're looking for the most horsepower and most power to the ground kind of thing. And the Pavement's more consistent. So that's how we work on a quick change rear end. Unfortunately, when I pulled mine apart, I think Dad had already told you I got a new one in mine. When I pulled mine apart, there was some damage to the ring and pinion, and the damage was to replace was probably 3/4 of the amount of a brand new DMI quick change. So that's what I have in my car. This is a DMI, and this is a Winners. So to look quick, you can't tell the difference between the two companies. Dad's working on adjusting fixing, cleaning, doing maintenance to his brake bias adjuster.
Yeah.
He must have found a bearing that was bound up.
Yeah, if you guys that get these, your brakes become really important, even in any race car, your road car, your race car, whatever. And these are a super nice brake setup. Some guys still don't run them. If you don't, you probably should. It's really consistent, but what happens is, like I found with this one, inside of this here, this is your main brake rod that hooks to your pedal. And when I adjust it, it goes up and down like so, okay, to get my balance front to rear, which we adjust a lot throughout the night. Inside of there, which you don't really see, a lot of guys don't realize, there's a bearing that goes like that, where the bolt goes through. And then this hooks to a Heim joint that goes down through there, which I've cleaned. It's over on the other bench. This in here gets stuff built up in it, and it's hard to get at during the season. And what I found is that it will get in there, and all of a sudden, you're like, things don't seem to be adjusting the way they should. Plus, inside the bearing can get dirty and corroded. And this one here, I've been working on. It's a roller bearing, so make sure that's all nice and clean. This slides up and down really free, so now I can adjust that front to rear. And like I said, this is a huge tool to go fast, is being able to get brake bias set when the track's slicking off, so you can get the car settled down when you want to. So those are the things in the off season that you really go through. During the season, you can even kind of take and blow out in there, but last year we chased some brake problems, couldn't find anything major, changed all the masters, changed brake lines, all that stuff. Finally got it so it was where it was. And but this is one of the other things that we've discovered with these. They're a really nice unit, but you got to really make sure that you clean them in the off season and blow them out during the season. And for some reason, if your brakes are funky, every little tiny thing will change it, and that could be the difference whether you pass the guy or you don't, or you get the car set or you don't when you want to. So that's kind of the tedious little things that we do, little preventive maintenance. But this one's all clean. There was a little bit where the rod had rubbed here, so I took a file and just made sure everything's nice and smooth. Everything slides really nice. So while I'm in the car going down the straightaway, I can reach over and adjust that down, and if I want more front brake, rear brake. And again, so many guys overlook this on the pavement and on the dirt, but man, on the dirt we really adjust this a lot. And when you get it right, you can change the handle of a race car just with this little knob right here, just brake bias. So
yeah, and this thing is unique. Bicknell makes this product here because our brake bias adjusters go on the sides. We're like in a Pavement late model modified, dirt late model, all the pedals are forward. So you can see in my car it's still in there, and I have the exact same one. In the cockpit, this is the knob right here, so it's actually on the side. So all this goes in the corner, instead of with like the Pavement modified, the pedals are out front, in the masters and all that, where we have our masters here and our tanks are all the way back here. So as you've seen, we got Dad's car back. It's all powder coated, looks real good. He's getting stuff done, getting the brake lines put on. We got his rear end together. I've been working on mine, getting it cleaned up so we can build bodies. We got a bunch of stuff to do. Truck's 99% done now.
Yep. I said that a little bit earlier. I was telling him when you hadn't come in yet, that the trucks, everything's starting to come into it close. Things are going to start to really happen as we get ready to go racing. Technically, or I shouldn't say technically, we're planning on trying to race in the end of March with the Short Track Super Series. I believe that's in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Selinsgrove Speedway.
At Selinsgrove Speedway. So those of you who've been wondering where we're going or when we're going, if we can get all the details worked out, potentially we may go there.
So as always, make sure to like the videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, stay up to date on TikTok. Heather's been using that a ton lately. I have an account, but I'm still not sure how to use it. She's a little more technically inclined than I am with that stuff. So yeah, so we'll keep the race car building to us, and Heather to the technical side. She's the one that does all the video editing and all that. So got to thank her for that, and the girls for putting up with us, because we're out here all the time now. So as always, thanks for watching. Hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day. And it looks like the Daytona 500's under a rain delay, so when that gets back going, we'll be watching that. See you next time.